Good morning.
How's it going? I don't know where everybody else is.
I don't know. It's going good though. Ready to go.
Good. Have you been outside today?
I haven't been outside yet, but I've seen it from my window. It looks nice. I really like the rainy weather. I like that vibe a lot.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. I think it's going to be very chilly today still. I think the high is only like in the 50s.
I know. Like I try to appreciate these like cold weather days as best as possible because I know in like 3 months I'm going to be sweating and not enjoying it.
Yes, well, I love to have a fire in my fireplace. So
Mm,
I will be having a fire later. And I'm making soup for dinner, right? All those fun things.
that's right. I we gotta. I should text my girlfriend to see if we should like make like that like rainy weather, like a good like that good soul food type vibe, like a pot roast or something like
Yeah.
that, or like a soup.
Chili, chili,
Chili,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. I think I'm going to try a new soup today. I'm going to try a tortellini soup.
That sounds really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm hoping.
I love making soups. I just made. I had never made one before, but I did it last year. Like I think we were talking about earlier, like over like COVID, how like many new things did you try and do? I think I got really into cooking, and yeah,
Yeah.
I made like a green chili stew that was really good. I
Ooh,
love. Yeah.
that sounds amazing. What'd you put in that?
So I found like a recipe, and it was like pork shoulder. It was like obviously it was chicken broth and everything that I put in that, and then potatoes, green chilies, a lot of green chilies, some jalapenos. I tried to make it as like spicy as possible. It was really
Nice.
good. Yeah, it was super good.
That sounds amazing. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone. Erin and I were just chatting about um, the cold weather and how we're going to want soup. I'm missing someone that I didn't mark as here. And Ashley. All right, one, two. All right, good morning. How is everyone today? Good. A little sleepy? Yeah. Does the weather make anyone super tired? This kind of weather? Yeah. I think it makes you just want to stay in your PJ, right? Which is lucky that we're doing live online, so you can stay in your PJs, right? Yeah. I did not stay in my PJs. I am not that. I like to get up early and do a bunch of things. Yeah, before class. So crazy. I had a great spinach smoothie for breakfast. It was outstanding. I don't know if any of you like make that hideous face when you hear about a spinach smoothie, but I just figured out how I can add spinach to my smoothie and it doesn't taste weird, right? So, which is excellent. It's a banana peanut butter smoothie, which is pretty darn good, right? So, if you want to try it, I highly recommend. Um, so you had your first, assignments over the weekend. You have a few that are due tonight. I did update our announcements. I don't know if you're checking those, but if you go to the announcements tab, whether you use the virtual classroom or the left-hand side of the screen where it says announcements, or if you've just bookmarked that page because it just changes when I update it, I try to update it every week. And you do have your response videos on Flipgrid due tonight. It's actually going to be on the same Flipgrid you were already on, but there's a different assignment link, but it'll just link you back to your original one, or I hope it will. Sometimes that technology doesn't do everything I think it does. But if you're not sure what to do, just go to the original Flipgrid announcement and comment on people. And someone, I'm not sure if it was in this class or my other class, said, oops, they didn't make a comment. They actually just made a new post. And if that happens to you, just send me a message so I can still give you credit for those 2 responses. We don't have that many people in class, so you can watch plenty of videos and get to know everybody. They're super fun. I love watching them. And we get to see things we don't normally see, right? We get to see people's animals. We get to see their fish tanks. We get to see all kinds of cool things. So, and we get to hear about maybe they have kids, maybe they just moved, maybe they're from somewhere else. All kinds of stuff. I have one student that just became a citizen. So amazing things, you know, you guys are amazing people and I love to hear about you. So, you know, make those connections that way. They don't have to be long videos, right? Short, just make a connection with somebody in class and then I'll grade those. There's always a little bit of a delay, you know, because I have to view them and then grade them. But as long as you post on 2, you can post on more than 2, right? And when you respond to somebody, especially if you're not sure if you're putting it in the right place, please use their name, right? Don't just say, hey, liked your video. I noticed you had a dog, right? Like you can say those kind of things, but say, hey, Ashley, or, you know, Olivia, so they know that you're talking to them. Otherwise, especially if you put it in the wrong place, we don't know who you're talking to, okay? Any questions about that? Assignments? Oh, you have something else due tonight, your weekly schedule, right? I think your weekly schedule is due by today, and several of you already did it, right? But some of you have not. So make sure you use that calendar or the to-do list or my announcements page, something to help you make sure you get all your assignments in on time. A couple of you were late on a couple of assignments already. I might have been nice this once and given you credit, but that ends today, right? Get your assignments in on time or you won't get any credit. Yikers. Okay, any questions before we get started? Okay, I had a little panic attack. My iPad wasn't working this morning. Nice, wasn't coming on, nothing. So that was super fun, but I fixed it, so we're all good. I'm gonna play today Mindfulness Monday. And mindfulness is just trying to get us in the right frame of mind to be ready, be present, and be here, ready to learn math, right? Because I don't know about you, but I am super easily distracted. Yeah, I figured that out after being in class last week. You are super distracted. But mindfulness can help focus you on what we're supposed to be doing instead of sometimes you're making your shopping list in your head, or sometimes you're making a list of what you need to do after class instead of paying attention to class. And you're like, I was in class, but I feel like I wasn't even there. Maybe you weren't, right? Because you weren't really checked in. So we're going to do a mindfulness activity. It's real short. Here's the one disclaimer I will allow. Some of us don't feel real comfortable doing mindfulness or breathing exercises or meditation while the rest of us are watching. So this is when you can turn your camera off. Okay, so if you want to turn your camera off for a couple minutes during this, you totally can. Dom, I'm so excited. Is that Prince? Hi, Prince.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Do you have school today?
Yeah.
Oh, do you do it online or do you have to go to school?
I have to do it online.
Oh, isn't that exhausting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Did you eat breakfast yet, Prince?
No.
Oh my goodness. Well, are you making breakfast for your dad?
No.
Okay, well, I'm so excited you came to visit us today.
Yeah.
All right, do you like math?
Yeah.
High five on that. Loving it. Okay, good. You can do our meditation exercise with us if you want. Okay? If I can get it started, let's see. Can you guys hear it?
Fly with Abel and Phi. Lay in bed or stay sitting. Keep your body relaxed. Reach up above your head, stretching your arms. Stretch your body very tall. Now, bring your arms down and let your arms relax. Place them at your sides loosely. Again, bring your arms over your head, but this time, breathe in as you reach up. Stretch. And now, breathe out as you relax and place your arms at your sides. One more stretch. Arms up, breathing in. And relax. Arms down, breathing out. Sit now and let your arms rest at your sides. See how your breathing can relax you by taking slow, deep breaths. Breathe in, hold your breath, and breathe out slowly. Breathe in and out. Keep breathing deeply and slowly. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Feel your hands moving up and out as you breathe in, and down as you breathe out. Feel your hands moving with your chest and stomach, gently moving in and out with each breath. Bring your hands back to your side, and let's keep noticing how we breathe. Now you have finished this breathing relaxation. Stretch your muscles if you want to, and let your body wake up. When you are totally awake, you can get back to the rest of your day.
All right. So I don't know how many of you do any sort of breathing exercise or meditation or just relaxation or mindfulness, but in this time when it's a very anxious time for us, a lot of us are going through changes, a lot of us are dealing with so much stress. Please, 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 you find a way to take care of yourself, right? Mentally and physically and emotionally, because we have a lot going on. This class isn't just about math. This class is about you, right? And we need to make sure you're going to be okay, which is going to make you be more successful in this class. I am a very anxious person, and I get a lot done in a very short period of time. And this was very, very new to me, being told where I could go, when I could go there, all of these things, not having my regular office, my regular classroom, my regular face-to-face interaction. This was really hard. So I started this about when the pandemic started, right when we, everything was canceled. And it really helps. And the more I do it, the better I get. The first time I did it, I was terrible, right? I was like, are we done yet? Like, how much time is left in the video? Am I losing it? Like, what's happening? So these will be on our slides saved for you. So if you like some of them, you can use them. Some of them might be better than others. Some of you might have an app on your phone that you like. Is there anyone who has done this for a lot longer than just pandemic? Martin has, nice. And Amari? Yeah, no, I have not done a yoga class at all. I know, so this was all new to me. Really just me being quiet for 2 minutes is quite a stretch. I know you're shocked. But we'll talk more about research behind this and why I'm recommending it. But there is research that shows when you can calm your mind, you're more productive when you're done, as well as some of you might be a little nervous about your math test. Am I right? Yeah, so there's studies that show your grades improve if you meditate 10 minutes before the exam. Yeah, it's amazing, weird, but it's true. And I had a student last semester that said it is absolutely true. She did improve after she started meditating before. All right. By the way, I don't even know if you could see my screen. Could you see my screen the whole time? Yeah, I mean, if you were looking at it, you could have been closing your eyes when you were doing it, but I didn't know if you could see my screen right now. Can you? Yay, okay, good. So if you don't like the Mindfulness Mondays, good news, it's just Monday, right? So you only have to suffer through it once. I think my longest one is 5 minutes. So remember how I said you can turn your camera off? I'm not trying to pressure you to do this, right? Saying if you need to just turn your camera off for those 5 minutes and come back, totally fine, okay? But if you've never tried it, I highly recommend it, okay? Just give it a go, 1 day a week. It's not gonna hurt, I promise. Maybe it hurts a little bit in the beginning, just being quiet for that long. Okay, so order of operations should be something you've heard of before, yes? So what does it mean to use order of operations? Get your info ready in the chat, okay? Don't hit enter yet, but think about what that means, order of operations. You can tell us anything about it. I'll give you about 20 seconds to type that. Don't hit enter yet. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. Now take a minute to read through those. Excellent. Did you notice a lot of people said that PEMDAS, PEMDAS, yeah, that's familiar to some of you. Okay, so that's one way to remember order of operations. Unfortunately, I feel like that's not always the best way to remember. If it works for you, I'm going to say more power to you. But if you notice you keep making the same mistakes, please, please, please rethink that acronym. I actually don't teach that acronym for a reason. If it comes up, I'm fine with it. So let's talk about what these things stand for. What does the P stand for in PEMDAS?
Is that parentheses?
It is parentheses. Excellent. And it doesn't have to be parentheses. It could be any grouping symbol. Okay. It could be absolute value symbol. It could be braces. It could be brackets. So you have to be real careful with parentheses. And sometimes we have parentheses, but there's really nothing to do inside of them. They actually are just telling us that it's multiplication. So that can be a little tricky there. So be careful with that P. How about the E in PEMDAS?
Exponents.
Yep, exponents. What are exponents?
Like a value to a power.
Okay, excellent. So if you have a number, like let's say a 3, and then the exponent is a smaller number above it, right? That's what the exponent is, a smaller number above it. I don't have my iPad right now, but let me see if I can draw even poorly on here. So if we have a 3, and we have this little number right here, that exponent, the 3 is called, the little 2 is called the exponent. And mathematically, what does that mean I do? What is 3 to that second power?
Three times 3.
Yeah,
times
it is.
three.
It's 3 times 3. Basically, what it's telling you is there are 2 factors of that base, which are 3. So be careful. Make sure you get an answer of 9 on this, because you don't want to get an answer of 6. Some people make a silly mistake and they multiply 3 times 2, and that's not what this is saying. This is saying multiply 3 times itself. Okay, good. And then tell me the next step. So we did the P, we did the E. What's next?
Multiplication.
How many of you agree that the next step is multiplication? Anyone disagree? No one disagrees? I do.
Um,
Malachi, what were you gonna say?
So when so from M, so like PEMDAS from M and below, I always remember that you have to work left to right in your problem. So like if there's no multiplication, then it will go to division. So it doesn't always have to be multiplication. And then in that order, it's always just left to right when you're working your problem.
Left to right with all the operations or just certain ones?
Just like from multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So like you're always gonna look for your parentheses and your exponents in your problem, and then you're gonna work left to right when you're working your multiplication, your division.
Nice. I'm so happy you said that, Malachi. So the tricky part is, and have any of you ever heard the saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally? That's another way to remember this. Instead of PEMDAS, some people remembered, please excuse dear Aunt Sally. Well, my dear is together. Okay, it's not multiplication first and then division. Okay, it's multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left to right. So if division comes first, left to right, that's what you do. So sometimes my dear Aunt Sally may have lied to you. So be careful. Okay. So what's weird is you won't always get it wrong, but you will only get it correct by coincidence if it's just the type of problem you run into. If the multiplication comes first, and so you do multiplication first, and then you do the division, you'll get it correct. But if the division comes first and you do the multiplication first, you may get it incorrect. So you have to be really careful. And then the last step, just like Malachi said, is it's add or subtract, whichever comes first, left to right. So I don't mind PEMDAS as long as you remember what Malachi said. Those after exponents, it's two operations together at the same time, whichever comes first, left to right. And we're going to do examples of this, so you don't have to worry. And you have some homework, right? In case you looked at your new module, you have a worksheet on this too. All right. We talked about this just briefly the other day. I hope you make plenty of mistakes in here because I'd rather, well, that's when we learn things and then you won't make the same mistake on the test. And by the way, I make plenty of mistakes for all of us. So don't worry about it, okay? And mistakes are expected. I'm expecting you to make mistakes. If you don't make any mistakes, I'm not sure you really needed this class, right? So, and mistakes are also respected. If you notice that someone else makes a mistake, don't be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they didn't know how to do that, right? We all do silly things and make mistakes. Some of us are still waking up, right? So give your classmates the benefit of the doubt and then make sure you inspect it, right? If you notice someone made a mistake, help them out and inspect your own work and make sure it's correct. And then the last step, let's make sure we correct things. All right, before we do some order of operations problems, I'm gonna, sorry. I don't know why that music's not stopping. It's very beautiful, but I don't know why it's not stopping. Can you hear music? Okay, just checking. Do you notice it's not supposed to be playing? Whatever. We can listen to it while we do it. So in your breakout room on the whiteboard, you're going to do a Venn diagram. How many of you have seen a Venn diagram before? Just two circles. Some of you might have 3 people in your group. I'm not sure. I have to get you back to groups in a minute. What I want you to do is have one on in one circle, the other person is going to be the other circle. And then what goes in this overlap here, which is the intersection of them, is what you have in common. Okay, so let's say it's me and Yesenia and I both really like to decorate. So that might be what we put in this middle part of the circle. And then maybe Yesenia is a dog person. I don't know, are you a dog person, Yesenia? Okay, and I'm a cat person. So I would put cat out here for me and she would put dog out here for her. We might put something that neither of us have in common, which would be out here, like we've never flown on a plane or we've never left the country, right? Something interesting like that. So that would go outside the 2 circles, but inside the box, okay? One thing, if you're like, I have nothing in common with this person in my group. Yeah, you do, you're in the same math class. So I already gave you one commonality, okay? So you can put in these, and then we're going to do some order of. Now, we're getting in this group and we're going back into our breakout. I gave you a Google Jamboard the other day. This time I'm not giving you anything. So you're going to start a whiteboard and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me stop sharing this. Holy Pete. It's got a lot louder for me for some reason. Okay, thank goodness. I'm going to share a whiteboard with you and you can do it in your breakout rooms. You click share screen, which is the bottom of your screen, and then you click on whiteboard. And what you'll notice, can you guys see a whiteboard on my screen now? No, hold on. It always flips to my second display. Can you see a blank screen now? Okay, and then you have some tools at the top. Everybody should be able to write on this whiteboard right now. So you might see a thing that says annotate. You see a little pencil that says annotate, might be up at the top where it says I'm screen sharing. And you guys can draw, you can type, you can do whatever. Why don't you try that right now? So I'll write right now so you can see, and you can change the color. I see Yesenia wrote on it. And Olivia wrote on it. Excellent. I know it's kind of wonky with your mouse if you don't have a stylus. Oh, good. A lot of people are writing on it now. See if you switch to text. Do you see how it says text? And then if you click, it'll let you type. Nice. And you can also do other things, spotlight, stamp, all these other things, but probably most of you are going to use typing or your mouse to do it. You can put shapes in here. Like if you go in your breakout rooms and you want a nice Venn diagram, you can draw the circles, right? And then you can type in them. This is a learning curve, right? So this is new technology for you. Here's the good news. At the top of your screen, when you're in your breakout rooms, you can click a save button and you can choose to save it as a PNG or save it as a PDF, or you can just screenshot it. I'm sure you know how to screenshot on your devices. And because when you leave the breakout room, you'll lose that whiteboard. So you don't want to lose that whiteboard. You want to make sure you save it as a PNG or a PDF, or you screenshot it. So then you can share it in our main room, okay? You don't have to use a whiteboard. You could start a Google Jamboard if you know how to do that, right? Or a Google Doc or something else. So it's going to be up to your tech level, but a whiteboard is a real quick, easy way to get this done. Any questions on what you're supposed to do in your breakout room?
If
Okay.
we're unable to draw anything on here, because I don't have that ability, does it have any?
Are you on a Chromebook?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's what it is. You'll be on a Chromebook, and that's what the problem will be. You could do a Google Doc with your partner, you know, because you should still be able to both collaborate on a Google Doc, or whoever group you're in, you can just talk and they'll be your scribe. Anyone else on a Chromebook? Is it Martina and Dom? Okay. Yes. So the Chromebooks are fine. You just might not use a whiteboard option. You might just use a Google Doc. Does everybody know how to open a Google Doc? I'll come in your rooms and make sure that you the other thing you can do, this is going to sound really silly. You can just do it if you have a small whiteboard, you can just do it on a small whiteboard and hold it up to the screen, or a piece of paper, right? So if you have paper, it's totally fine. You can always, if I need to see it electronically, you can, if you hold it up to the screen, I can probably screenshot it right there for you. Not a big deal. Or you could screenshot it with your phone and send it to me if you need to, but we'll make it through. That's another reason I'm trying this tech right now before we get too deep into the math. So we all know how to do it with our technology, because Chromebooks are different than laptops, are different than iPads, are different than phones, right? And we might have everybody on all of those things. Okay. So I am going to put you guys in breakout rooms. And I cannot remember who's in which room. You know what? I'm going to click on this button, let participants choose their room. No, I'm not going to do that right now because that'll get us too crazy. But if you guys could tell me, do you remember who is team 1?
Me.
And me. And Malachi.
Okay, Malachi. Wait, so Malachi,
And
Yesenia,
myself, Aaron.
Malachi, and Aaron. Sorry, I wasn't looking at my screen when you said me, and then I was like, oh my gosh, let me guess whose voice that was. That was a little traumatic for me. That was not a very good plan. Okay, and then is the next group Olivia and Amanda? Were you two together?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I pretend like I don't know, but then I actually do know. And then was it Ashley and Deshay? And Amari, were you 3 together?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then AJ and Marty were together. And then Jen Day and Angelina, and then Dom and Valerie. Is that right? All right, so all I need you to do is do that buddy Venn diagram and then screenshot it or save it so you could share it when you come back out to the main room, okay? And at least get, say, 2 things in each part of your Venn diagram, okay? I think you can do it. I'll give you a whole, like, I don't know, 8 minutes, okay? All right. Hi guys, you came back fast.
I know, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's not a problem. Sometimes you'll need that minute to wrap up, you know, because you're still doing a problem or whatever, or you forgot to save or whatever it is. But you can come back anytime.
Oh, thank you.
Can you do my tattoo?
Are you done with your homework?
No.
Can you do that first?
All right, welcome back. Okay, so it's a fun game to see which tech works for who, right? And it's just good for me to know right away so then I can figure out what's the easiest way to deliver materials to you, right? Is the whiteboard easy for you? Is it better? I saw one group just had to do it on paper, totally fine, because maybe there's some updates we need to get done, you know, on our systems. Paper's always fine. It never bothers me. You know, one group did a Google Doc, and some of you will get better at using Google Docs, and we can talk about that. We will use Google Docs quite a bit in here because I think it's a real easy way for you guys to share things because you can be on it at the same time. We will still use Google Jamboards. I have an activity in just a minute for Google Jamboards, but I just wanted to see if any of you can figure this out. This will be your other challenge. First of all, is there any group that wants to share theirs? Like they can share a screen and share it electronically, or anyone who can put it in the chat, whether they did a screenshot or whatever, you can put it in the chat because then I can share it just so you can see what's happening. And remember, this wasn't a big mathy activity. This was just an activity making sure we're going to do a little bit of set theory and things that, and then we're going to get into order of operations. But I just wanted to show you this. Anyone put it in the chat for me? Anyone figure out how to put an image in the chat? You can do file. You know, if you click on the chat button, you can click on file and then you can just put it in there.
File.
Because if you screenshot it, it's probably on your computer. If you did it on Google Drive, you can put the link on Google Drive there. Okay, and let's just look at one group. Is there any group that wants to share what they did so we can see it? Marty's terrible unmuting, I can tell. Amanda,
Okay.
did you want to share? Oh, go ahead. Marty figured out his mic. Let's do that first. Go
Okay,
ahead, Marty.
I'll see if I'll try and share this. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Okay. And did that work?
Yep, I can see Marty's screen. Excellent. See, Marty is doing a great thing. He said at the very beginning that he might not have the best technology, right? There might be a tech learning curve, but what Marty's doing is just trying it. Worst that happens is it doesn't work and we figure it out. So, but it totally works. So Marty shared this whiteboard. And then did you save it as a PNG like at the top with the menu?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And it just put it somewhere on your computer probably?
Yeah, I made sure I put it in a place where I could find it real quick before I left the room. So
excellent.
yeah, I used to work in corporate management, and that was the one thing they used to tell us all the time is if you're not making mistakes, then you're not trying and you're playing it too safe. So I've always sort of taken that one lesson to heart. So
nice. Okay, so you can see Marty's circle and you can see AJ's circle, and then you can see the overlap. And I love that they put cats in their overlap. So, because I've seen both of their cats already this semester. So, in the overlap is what they have in common. We would call that the intersection of those two sets. So, the intersection of Marty and AJ would be everything that's in that middle part. Okay, because it's something they both have to have. If only Marty had or liked cats, but not AJ, it wouldn't be listed in that overlap part. It would be in a different part of the circle. So
Right.
go ahead, Marty.
Oh, nothing. No, I was just gonna clear my way out for somebody else to.
Nice. So you guys did great. Yesenia, can you just hold up your paper one to the screen? Because Yesenia had a 3-person one. And in case you want to make Yesenia screen bigger, do you know you can pin that video? So you can pin her so her screen gets bigger. So, and then that's nice because then I can just see that. So she has A for Aaron, M for Malachi, and Y for Yesenia. And then in that circle where they overlap all together is Math 146. And if I'm correct, tell me if I'm correct, Aaron and Yesenia both like to travel.
Yes.
And Aaron and Malachi both like football.
Yes.
Okay, so do you see how to kind of read that Venn diagram? Excellent, thank you, Yesenia. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, maybe. Okay, and so I just wanna give you just a tiny bit of set theory, which is gonna help us with probability. So A union B would be what either partner has. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for you. And I'm sure that video is gonna start again because they changed their default. Maybe I can stop it. We'll see. I don't know why it doesn't stop, but so A union B would be what either partner has or both partners have. A intersection B would be only what both partners have. And then you can't tell, but this, I have to get out of this because it's that music is driving me bonkers. Right here, this line should be right above here. If it says A union B with a line over the top, that means the complement. That means whatever's not in A and B. Okay, so what neither partner has. So that would be stuff that would be outside in this little thing right here. All right, we're gonna do one more activity today. We're gonna be practicing writing expressions. Remember how we talked about order of operations? Yeah, so don't forget those rules. You can use parentheses, you can use exponents, you can use multiplication and division, you can use addition and subtraction. Listen to the rules of the game. You're going to use only the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Those are the only numbers you can use, or the only digits you can use. Okay? So you can use anything you want, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponents, or square roots, whatever. Find as many expressions as you can that equal the values 1 through 25. So let me give you an example. So if you just do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that equals 10. Yeah, you with me? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So on our Google Jamboard, which I will share with you the link right now, on our Google Jamboard, you would write under 10, and you can just type if you want. You could just write, and I'm going to change it to tiny, tiny. 1 plus 2, oh, and now it's not letting me write in there. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, because I know that that equals 10. Oh, that's supposed to be 3. Hello. Okay. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Do you see how that's on the 10 equals line? Okay. So that's what I want you to do. Now, notice it says your equation and then your team name. So this was me. So I'm just going to write me, right? But you could write your team name, snipers, remember all those other names we had the other day, or you could just write your, okay? So let me share this Jamboard with you. In the chat, open it up. And notice that I have more than one line there, right? So we can have this one, then we can have the next one and the next one and the next one. So don't erase other people's expressions, even if you think they're wrong. Okay, it's okay. Just put yours in the next box over, okay? We all make mistakes, it's totally fine. Your goal is to fill in as many as you can, okay? So like, you don't need one, doesn't have to be boxed if they don't, we're just trying to fill them all up, okay? So like this first one could be team 4, and then this could be team 2, doesn't matter. Everybody understand what I want you to do? Okay, good. I'm going to put you back in your breakout rooms until 10:10 to do that, okay? Deshay, were you with Amari and Ashley?
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave the meeting because I couldn't see your screen.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I just needed to remember where, I didn't want to put you in the wrong room.
Yeah, I'm with them.
You're good. Okay, that was a super ineffective activity. Sorry about that. I don't know what was happening, but can you guys see anything on the table right now? Because my table disappeared altogether. Okay, so I did hit the undo button. I don't know what happened. Did someone click clear frame on accident? That might have done that. Okay, well, super fun. That was really hard. First of all, the table itself was making it terrible, right? That's what was making it so terrible. But, and my directions apparently were extremely poor as well. So between the two of them, we were having lots of trouble. So, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. Maybe we'll revisit that tomorrow. I will resurrect somehow. Let's see if I can restore the version history of that. But who knows? That was just the game and order of operations. But what I want to go over with you real quick before we go is look at these problems that are on my screen right now. See if you can just try those on your paper. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, so try those just on paper, and we'll go over them real quick before, because this relates to your homework that you have today. And if you need a calculator, hopefully you have one handy. I did give you a link to this Desmos calculator that I can put in the chat in case you need a calculator like that. And these three, it said try doing it without a calculator. This number 2 said you can go ahead and use a calculator. All right, you might not be done. That's totally fine. Let's just go over some of these if you got through them. So 1A, what did you get for this answer? 4 squared, or 4 to the 2nd power?
Would it be 4 times 4 equals 16?
Yep. Yep. So that would be 16. How many of you got that correct? Yay. Excellent. Now, how about the second one? So that first one was 4 times 4. What is the second one meaning?
-4 times -4.
Very nice. It's saying -4 times -4. So the answer would be the same, +16, right? How about this last one? Now there's no parentheses.
-16.
It's going to be -16. So what it's really saying is take the opposite of 4 times 4. So do 4 to the second power first, and then take the opposite of it. So that might be a little confusing for some of you. So I just want to make sure you can see the difference between all three of those, okay? It's a little tricky. All right, number 2, A, did you get 6?
Yes.
Excellent. How about part B? What did anyone get for that one?
I got 2.
I got 2.
Any, very nice. So when you follow order of operations, if you have a fraction, you have to do the numerator first before you do that last step of divide the numerator by the denominator. So you have to add 9 plus 16 first. So you get 4 times the square root of 25. And then you take the square root of 25, which is 5. So you get 4 times 5. And then you do 4 times 5, which is 20, and 20 divided by 10 gives you that answer of 2. And some of you are like, I'm just putting in my calculator, man. My calculator says that's the answer, so I'm good. That's fine. Just be careful and make sure you use all the grouping symbols, right? So don't get confused. And then this last one, what did you get?
I got -11.
You
Negative
are
11.
correct. -11. Yay! Okay. So we did not get through everything I wanted today. I know I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I kept you late already. So wait, what time did we get out? 10:15, right? Yeah. So I kept you late already. So I'm not even going to make you do an exit ticket today. You do have a homework assignment. You should be able to get through it. Make sure you watch the video if you need it on Canvas. There's a video to help you. Okay, so no exit ticket today. Thank you for being cooperative, even though somehow we deleted the whole thing. It's okay. We'll figure it out. All right. Happy Monday. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
We can email you for help if we need help, right, Miss?
Absolutely, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.